Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's my honor to always be greeting you, bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly, to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to speak to you today concerning Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, Neville Goddard mentor, who taught Neville Goddard the 153 code to become invisible. So there's a code that can bring you into the invisible, and it is the 153 code. And this 153 code is throughout the Bible. It is so much relevant that all of the miracles in the Bible, when you add them up, they are 153. And when you check the different occasions in which these miracles were done, it is 48 occasions whereby these miracles were done. But the greatest miracle of all is when you can come into having that born again experience. And when you have that born again experience, you will understand the mystery of the wind. And that is written in St. John chapter 3, when it tells you of Nicodemus and the Christ. And the Christ represents the high state of consciousness, and Nicodemus represents one that has a religious mentality. So there's a religious mentality, and there is a self-realized being. Okay, so it is teaching you that in a code, and showing you the one who have had the born again experience is the one who would have had the birth from above, the one who would have gone beyond the skull, and the one who would have gone beyond the skull can speak from experience. And that is why he says, you being a big teacher in Israel and you do not know these things, which mean that the greatest mystery can never be known intellectually, it must be experienced. So when you read in St. John chapter 21 of the 153 catch, it is the biggest and greatest catch that can take place in the life of humanity. When you throw your net on the right side, because you born into this world in amnesia and been taught to operate on the wrong side. You taught to operate on the left side. You were taught to operate on the side of limitation. You were taught to operate on the side of lack. And we see that Abdullah was breaking all of these thinking from Neville when he was teaching him how to fish, and showing him that really and truly to fish is to basically understand energy, vibration, and frequency, and to understand that every thought is a vibrational frequency. And as a man would throw a line in the sea and catch a fish, so too you have to take your ideas, your dreams, your goals, and when you go into meditation, you are beaming out a certain level of frequency, and it must come back to you. But most of all, after Neville would have had that experience of how to manifest our creative reality consciously has been taught to Abdullah, Abdullah knew that he had another level that cannot be taught to him, because it's not an intellectual level. It's a level whereby you would understand that you are a miracle. It is a level where you would understand the 153 code, and why all the miracles in the Bible add up to 153. It is an experience that will bring you to understand that you have everything built inside of you, and that everything exists in the human imagination, because you will understand that this same frequency is used to bring to you the television, for you to look at the television or listen to the radio, is the same 153 code. So this code of 153 is teaching you that the entire Bible is all about energy, vibration, and frequency. And whenever you read the Bible, you have to see the Bible in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. That is why Abdullah taught Neville Goddard that the Bible must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither the Bible secular history. Therefore, The Bible is our spiritual autobiography. And we all have to look inwardly to understand that it is our own thoughts that is creating our personality. It is our own thoughts that is creating our reality. Therefore, if we need money, we need houses, we need land, we need vehicles, whatever we need, all of these things that we need, they were first a thought before. They were first invisible and then made visible. So when you understand that the 153 code is actually the code of the invisible, you have to understand that how you have to live in the invisible to inherit the visible. You have to live in the world of the spirit, because you're told that God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. To worship God in spirit and in truth is to enter into the world of spirit, and to enter into the world of spirit, you're told in Psalms 4:4, as in Psalms chapter 4 and verses 4, that you must commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. And in Matthew chapter 6 and verses 6, you're also told that you must go into your closet, which is the secret place where the Father resides, in the secret place. And we know that your human imagination is within. So you go within your imagination and you send your intention out. And you're told in St. John chapter 14 that I have gone to prepare a place for you, because in my Father's house there are many mansions, there are many dimensions, there are infinite states of consciousness, and whatever consciousness you send out is what's going to come back to you, because we are pure consciousness. For we are a spirit just having a human experience. So my brother and my sisters, we have to live in the invisible. We have to operate from the invisible. You have to understand that you have an invisible power, because you're an invisible being. Therefore, operate from the invisible. And if you're going to inherit the visible, you have to first embrace the invisible. So you have got to become invisible. Live in the invisible. Live from within. See everything from within. See everything from the invisible world. See everything from the fourth dimension. For you must think fourth dimensionally if you want to read the harvest three-dimensionally, or in the third dimension, or physically, because you saw that the word become flesh, and then we handle the word after the word became flesh, which is teaching you that everything starts with a thought, because a word is a thought expressed. So everything is the expression of the invisible. The radio is the expression of the invisible. The money is the expression of the invisible. The computer is the expression of the invisible. The camera that I'm looking through is the expression of the invisible. Everything that we need for survival is an expression of the invisible. Therefore, we have to be in touch with our invisible self. Therefore, we have to learn the invisible code. And I'm saying to you that invisible code is 153, which holy mystery are 3, 6, and 9. And that is how you have to operate to activate the electrical side of your being and the magnetic side of your being. So my brother and my sisters, throwing the net on the right side, it is you having the right alignment with source. It is you understanding how you have to arrange your mind, you have to arrange your body, you have to arrange your emotion, and you have to arrange with the energy. And when you arrange with that energy, you have to align that the energies will be able to communicate back to you, and you communicate with the energy. So you realize that we all have one mind, and that mind is linked to the divine mind. So there's a divine matrix, and we all have to get into that divine matrix to create our reality consciously. So Abdullah was teaching Neville how to actually throw the net on the right side for that catch of 153 that would bring him into experiencing the promise. Many people are speaking about the law, but very few are speaking about the promise, because you cannot tell someone how to go about to come into the experience of the promise. Many people are telling others how to open up their third eye, but this level still has another level, which is the skull and beyond. to beam in to the sun and be well connected and be well grounded and receiving divine communication. We are to be grounded so we can receive divine communication. It's like all of the communication sources you have around the world, whether it's a television or telephone or whatever, they have towers and they are grounded and they are beaming. They all are beaming to the sun and they're receiving the 153 code. And when they receive the 153 code, it transmits that energy back to us, and we look at through it, whether through the television or through the computer or on the radio, it is feeding that back to us. So too we have to beam our thoughts out into the universe, having the right understanding of who we are, having the right understanding of what it really means to throw the net on the right side for a catch of 153. That is the mystery. When you catch that mystery, your net will be bursting. When you catch that mystery, you'll be able to beckon unto others. You come in to understand what it means to be a successful entrepreneur. You will understand what it means to operate in your gifts, in your calling, in your talent. You will understand what it really means to be of value to humanity. You will understand what it really means to give. And it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. You will understand the law of compensation. But you have to walk according to instructions. So then the instruction was given, which the instruction represents the laws. When you understand the laws that governs humanity and the laws that govern the universe, and you walk with the laws that governs humanity and the laws that govern the earth, you are in true alignment. You are in true vibrational alignment. And when you're in true vibrational alignment, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. There's no power in this world that can stop you. That is why many have tried to unfold the 153 frequency, but not many can understand that mystery in the Bible in St. John chapter 21. So many are speaking about Nikola Tesla 369, but fail to realize that 369 is engulfed in 153. So 153 is actually the mystery fish. And even our ancestors would have used symbol of the fish to tell us about this great intelligence. And how we have to come into that great intelligence. And I'm saying to you, my brothers and my sisters, that great intelligence must connect you with the sun. Because the sun is what powers all of humanity. And that is why Abdullah was pointing Neville Goddard into the way, so then he would come and have that experience. And he had his experience his way, and he tell it his way. And I've had my experience, and I'm telling it my way. That's why I always say to you, my brothers and my sisters, that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. Therefore, the 153 code will beam you to the sun. It will connect you to the sun. And we are children of the sun. We are the people of the sun. And the sun is the giver of all life. And the sun is the light of the world. Therefore, when you get that 153 mystery and you understand it clearly, you will realize the lie of the virgin birth story of Mary and the Jesus story. You will realize it's all a lie. And you will expose that lie because you have come to the experience. And because you come to the experience, now you can tell each and everyone to throw the net on the right side. And you can show them now that what they were reading is not secular history. It's a frequency. And we all depend on that frequency. That is why, my brother and my sister, I always say to you, do not let anyone deceive you by make you believe that the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar, that is an evil symbol. No, it's not true. It is the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you. It is the eye of the mystics. It's the eye of the prophet. It's the eye of the seer. Therefore, those who place that symbol on the US dollar, they know that the high state of consciousness is where you go beyond the skull. It is where you beam right back to the sun. And you are that pyramid that beam into the sun because you're found the center of the earth. You are connected. You are in divine communication with the invisible world. And that is why my brother and my sisters are all put my hand above my crown chakra, saying to you that when you have that experience, you will come to realize that it is the rise of the S-U-N and the S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as I would have said before, parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you are told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And the Son have never withhold any good thing from humanity, for it is the Son that powers all of humanity. And also in Malachi chapter 4 verses 2, you're told that the Son, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that is why when that experience will have taken place in my life, I decided to bring healing to all of humanity by pointing each and everyone to look inwardly to discover that the real identity is their divinity. And I've been encouraging each and everyone to use their mind power, which is their solar power, which is their sun power, their creative power, their God power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. So with that, Mr. I say peace, love you all, out.